Hello and welcome to another update video about BNB Binance Coin. We saw a fairly significant drop here yesterday. However, Binance or BNB did recover to a degree. Now, yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, when we hit actually my target here around 275 in the middle of this support area. Yeah, remember we talked about 275 would be an ideal target. I made you aware that if we want to turn around, it would be an ideal time to turn around. However, we didn't have any confirmation at that point that a turnaround was happening and that we had reached the bottom because there was no bullish signal at all. And then here today, was it today actually? Yeah, we saw quite a bit of a decline earlier before CPI was released, and we had a bit of a recovery. Now, it's a difficult market to read here, especially this chart at the moment, because we came too low to still make this particular scenario very likely. So we talked about this being a so-called 1-2 setup, yeah, in the main scenario, in the primary scenario, in which ideally we should have held support of the yellow support area. If we recover from here, it should ideally be a third wave to the upside. And we talked about if we do recover from here, then we should reach a target in that third wave of the 1.618 extension, and I have to now lower this down because we came down lower, but it would be 364 US dollars. The difficult thing here is now that we dropped a little bit too much to make this scenario still likely, but we did not drop enough to invalidate this scenario fully, because as per Elliott Wave, such a so-called 1-2 setup, which would result in a third wave impulse to the upside most likely, is only officially invalidated if the, in this case, $250 level, so the beginning of the wave 1, is broken. Now that did never break. In fact, we had quite a strong reaction down here to support. Yeah, it is a bit of a wait and see at the moment. I think at the moment there is no sign that this has bottomed. I mean, generally the altcoins today were quite weak. We've seen Bitcoin, Ethereum performing quite well. However, a lot of the altcoins just didn't perform very well. My view is that yes, surely we can push still up in a wave 3 at the moment. However, due to the fact that we dropped a little bit too low, I think we have a good chance to see one more low here into the green support area. Remember, if you watched the previous videos, there were two scenarios that I'm following. The first one is that this here was a wave 1, basically in June, from June to August, a leading diagonal. And we then formed a so-called ABC pattern. And until, I would say, yesterday, the assumption was that wave 2, ABC completed wave 2 here, large wave 2, and that we would rally in a third wave afterwards. So we saw a nice impulse here. This looked really good. The move down looked very corrective, and we hit perfectly my target. However, I would argue that the latest drop is also to a degree related to the rumors, I would call them, about Binance. As you know, my view about news, they often occur. News are based on what the market does. So if the market sentiment is quite bearish, you'll get all sorts of bearish news. I mean, we can see that across the crypto world at the moment. So it's not that the news make the prices, it's the other way around. The prices, the sentiment, the mood in society is making the news. You would not see that many negative news and collapses of exchanges and stuff like that in a bull market when the sentiment is positive. Therefore, sentiment and mood are shaping these news. Now, news don't normally change a trend, and also in this case they didn't. We had an ongoing downtrend, a short-term downtrend though, but if you are in a short-term downtrend and the news hit, then you see an effect. And we've seen that effect. However, this is still possible that wave 2 is finished here. However, I would make it from a primary expectation to an alternative. We need to be ready that it could still rally from here. But until we get above, I would say, what was the level I mentioned to you before, $298. Until we get above that level, I cannot confirm that we have bottomed, okay? This would from now on be the alternative. I'll make this one the primary. It only makes a small change to the wave count. And it's not a scenario I wouldn't have talked about before. So we made you aware of this extended correction scenario. So basically the green one, WXY, which just allows for one more low. But it would not invalidate the larger degree bullish pattern that we've got on the chart here. A 1 to the upside, then a WXY in wave 2, and then we still have a chance to move up in a third wave from here. Again, there is nothing really bearish on this chart as long as we're holding the $215 level. This is the level we need to hold. And it is also based on Fibonacci retracements. It is the 78.6% Fib level of the wave 1. Yeah, the retracement of the wave 1. If we get below that $215, $216 level, then we have a really a significant chance that we're going to drop below 184, which is the June low, and that we could see $100 or lower. That is why I would, and I don't have a long position open with BNB at the moment, but if I had one, I would set a stop loss there. Just make sure, because this is the area where I would personally think that the market is starting to drop significantly if we drop below that level. Everything we're currently doing is just part of a larger possible bullish scenario. Yeah, so it's actually a decent looking chart at the moment. Would have been nice to rally directly from here, but we have another chance from here. Is it guaranteed? No, especially not with the news that we have currently. Yeah, so depending on what's coming out or what else is going to be around in terms of rumors, this could still push it further down. And of course, you know, it could, if we're sitting between two scenarios, it could shift from one to the other. We'll see. Certainly BNB is at the moment a little bit more risky than others. Do I believe, I had a lot of questions, do I believe that that Binance is in any way, whatever, at risk? I mean, I have no idea, because I don't know the books. I have no idea about their financial situation. From what I hear, it seems like they are fairly stable. It should be all right. But then the message is what I would give for any exchange, really, that we should really only hold the funds on an exchange that I really need for trading. Yeah. And in these times, I prefer mainly spot anyway. And if I buy spot positions, I would move these coins to a hardware wallet anyway. Yeah. If it's a very small position, I probably don't mind, to be honest, if it's on the exchange. But if it would hurt me to a certain degree, I will move it to the exchange. So if the pain of spending a few minutes to move it to the hardware wallet, yeah, if that pain is bigger than the potential loss, that makes sense. Yeah, then the potential loss, I don't really care. I won't move it. But in most cases, I will. I've moved most of my funds off exchanges anyway, and that is irrespective of. In the description, you see the exchanges I use. It's mainly Binance. No, it's not Binance. It's the Kucoin and Bybit. I started to use BitGet as well, just to spread the risk a little bit between exchanges. But you know, nobody knows, you know, and even if I use exchanges, it could mean they go down as well. I have no idea if Kucoin so far, there have been rumors in the past. Kucoin has survived all of this. So I'm happy with Kucoin. I'm happy with Bybit, happy with BitGet. Yeah, no issues. I just don't use Binance because here in the UK it's a bit, you know, with futures and everything, they don't really, but it's still all right. My bank doesn't support transfers to Binance, unfortunately. So I'll probably look at changing my bank, but there's also bit of pain involved here. That's normally why I don't use Binance mainly. But you know, I don't know. It's all about just generally being mindful, being careful, like you would be with every exchange, right? And those news all seem to be a bit, I don't know. They come suddenly out of nowhere. But people also mentioned it was FUD when you know, those rumors about FTX came out, and I warned my community. I know a lot of you guys got your money out before it was shut down, which is fantastic. And I would give everybody the recommendation, just, you know, move your funds off the exchange. If it's Binance or anything else, if you don't need it on the exchange, just move it off the exchange. Okay, and that's my update about BNB. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.